Ladies and gentlemen, we are standing just one step away from a brand new chapter. 226 isn't some far-off dream. It's 17 months from now. 17, that's 17 chances to start over, rise higher, and finally become what God put in you. See, the future doesn't belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most prepared. If you're breathing, if you woke up this morning, then you've still got time to shift your life. But it won't happen by accident, it happens by intention. So today I'm giving you 10 things you must do before 26 if you're serious about turning your potential into power. Are you ready? Let's go. Things you must do before 2026. If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you. Clarity creates direction. Cut off what's draining you. Some people, habits, and environments are costing you more than no apology. Eliminate high income. 2026. Who solve endless skill, invest in learning that makes you invaluable. Protect your time. Ruthlessly, your time is your most expensive currency. Spend it only on what moves the needle. Create a consistent morning routine. Success starts before the sun comes up. On your morning, win your days. Build multiple streams of income. One check ain't enough. Diversify or stay vulnerable. Start a personal brand or project. You are more than your job title. Build something that speaks for you. When you're not in the room, heal what's been holding you back. You can't carry pain and purpose in the same bag. Get the help. Do the work and heal. Surround yourself with builders, not drainers. If your circle isn't pushing you to grow, then it's not a circle. It's a cage. A move in faith, not fear. God didn't bring you this far to leave you stuck. Take the leap. 2026 will meet you at the level of your boldness. Let me know if you like this written in Steve Harvey's exact voice and rhythm, or expand it into a full speech. If you don't know where you're going, you're already lost. And that's not just some cute phrase. That's a truth people ignore until they're buried in confusion, bitterness, and wasted years. Let me ask you, have you actually taken time, real time, to sit down, remove the distractions, shut the world off, and ask yourself, what do I truly want out of my life before 2026 hits? Not what your parents want, not what your friends expect, not what society is screaming at you, but do you want? See, the world will keep pulling you in every direction until you stand up and declare yours. That's what vision does. It becomes your anchor in a chaotic world. But too many folks out here are drifting, man. They're floating through life, just reacting to circumstances, no plan, no aim, just surviving. And I'll tell you right now, survival is not the goal. Thriving is, living on purpose is. God didn't put breath in your lungs just so you could exist, go to work, pay bills, and die. There's a calling on your life, but you'll miss it if you don't get clear about where you're headed. You got to stop waking up and letting the day decide for you. No, you decide. And the first step in that decision is vision. Real defined, detailed vision. Write it down. What does your life look like in 2026? Where are you living? What kind of work are you doing? How are your relationships? What does your body feel like? Your bank account, your peace of mind. You've got to create the movie in your head before you can live it in real life. Because let me tell you, vision changes how you move. When you know where you're going, you stop entertaining things that don't align. You stop wasting time with people who ain't going nowhere. You stop tolerating job situations and attitudes that keep you stuck. Vision sharpens your instincts and raises your standards. It puts urgency in your spirit. You stop saying, I'll get to it one day. And you start saying, today's the day. Now, 2026 isn't waiting on you. The clock is ticking whether you prepare or not. But the good news is, you've got the pen. You can still write the script. You can still steer this thing in a new direction. But you've got to start now, and it begins by seeing it first. So don't take another step in this life without vision, because when your vision is clear, your life becomes powerful. Your decisions become aligned, and your purpose finally has a path to show up on. There comes a point in your life where you have to stop justifying what's killing you slowly. You have to stop making excuses for the things, the habits, and yes, the people that are draining your energy, your time, your peace, and your potential. Let me say this to you straight before 2026 comes. You have to make a conscious, courageous decision to cut off what's draining you. Because what you tolerate, you invite, and what you don't confront will continue to control you. See, some of y'all are holding on to relationships that have already expired. You know they're not helping you grow. You know deep down that every time you talk to them, you leave feeling smaller, heavier, more confused. But you're still holding on out of guilt, out of fear, out of history. Let me tell you something. Just because someone has been in your life for a long time doesn't mean they deserve to stay in your future. Longevity does not equal loyalty. And loyalty to the wrong people will make you disloyal to your destiny. You've got to recognize emotional vampires when you see them. Those folks who only call you when they need something, who never celebrate your wins, who always have something negative to say, who can't see your vision, can't match your energy, and won't support your growth. And yet you're still keeping them close because it's familiar. But listen, familiarity is not your assignment. Purpose is. And purpose will always require you to release the unnecessary. It's not just people, though. Sometimes it's our habits. Procrastination is draining you. Doubt is draining you. That phone you scroll for hours on end, that's draining you. The comparison game you play on social media every night. Watching other people live their filtered lives while you ignore your own calling. That's draining you. The job you hate but won't leave. The commitment you made out of comfort, not conviction. The excuses you whisper to yourself daily. All of that is pulling life out of you drop by drop. And you can't rise while carrying dead weight. You can't move freely when your spirit is tangled up things that no longer serve you. You can't expect 2026 to feel brand new when you're still dragging along all the heaviness from 2020, 21, 122, 123. And even now in 25, you've got to learn the art of a clean cut, not a dramatic one, not a vengeful one, just a clean, clear, unapologetic decision that says this no longer aligns with who I'm becoming. Let me be clear, cutting off doesn't mean you hate them. It doesn't mean you're bitter. It means you love your future more. It means you're ready to protect your peace, your energy, your time. Because when you finally start cutting off what's draining you, you begin to feel something powerful, capacity, space, breath, focus, creativity, joy, and that's what you need going into 2026. You don't need more noise. You need more space to build, to heal, to grow, to fly. So if it doesn't feed you, free you, or grow you, it's time to let it go. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing peace over pressure if you don't owe guilt to a version of you that's settled. And you sure don't owe another year of your life to what already showed you it's not meant for your next chapter. Protect your energy like your life depends on it, because it does. Let me tell you something that they don't teach you in school, that too many people learn far too late in life in the world we're living in today. Your survival, let alone your success, will depend on what value you bring to the table. And in a rapidly changing world where AI is rising, industries are shifting, and traditional jobs are disappearing faster than ever, it's no longer enough to just have a degree or show up on time. You need to master a high-income skill, period. I'm not talking about picking up a random hobby or learning something cute to impress your friends. I'm talking about a skill that solves real-world problems, a skill that can turn your passion into profit, a skill that positions you not as just another employee, but as a solution provider, as someone who brings undeniable value to the marketplace. Because the truth is, nobody pays you for how hard you work. They pay you for how valuable your work is. And the only way to increase your value is to increase your skills. You see, the people who will dominate in 2026 are the ones preparing now, silently, diligently, consistently. They're studying digital marketing at night. They're mastering copywriting. They're learning how to code. They're investing in public speaking, in real estate, in sales, in content creation, in branding and artificial intelligence, in trading, in e-commerce, in personal finance, in video editing, in business automation, things that the world needs and pays well for. These people are not just working hard, they're working smart. They're turning their downtime into development time. Because here's what happens when you don't have a high income skill. You stay stuck depending on one stream of income. You stay trapped in fear of losing your job. You accept whatever salary they give because you don't feel like you have options. And worst of all, if you begin to shrink your dreams to match your income instead of expanding your skills to match your dreams, that's no way to live. But once you master a skill, just one, you unlock freedom. You create options. You no longer have to beg for opportunities. You attract them. You can build your own business if you want. You can freelance, consult, teach, partner, scale. You can raise your rates. You can pick who you want to work with. You move from surviving to thriving. That's the power of skill. And don't let it fool you. I don't care if you're 18 or 48. You're not too young and you're definitely not too old. You can learn new skills. It's never been easier. You've got the entire internet at your fingers, YouTube, courses, podcasts, mentorship programs, books. You don't have to wait for anyone to hand you a certificate to say you're ready. You have to decide that you're worth the investment, that your time has value, that you don't wake up in 2026 and still be financially anxious, emotionally exhausted, and mentally stagnant. The skill you learn today could be the very thing that funds your freedom tomorrow. The extra time you spend scrolling through social media could be the exact time you needed to build a six-figure skill. And here's the part most people miss: mastering a skill doesn't just change your income. It changes your identity. It builds confidence. It sharpens your discipline. It makes you walk different because you know what you bring to the table. So don't let the years pass you by hoping that something magical will happen. Don't keep relying on the same resume to open doors in a future that demands innovation. Don't keep praying for a breakthrough while refusing to build your tool set. Build your skill. Whether it's writing, speaking, designing, coaching, selling, find it, focus on it, and master it. Because come 26, the ones who will rise are the ones who spent 2025 learning how to build, create, and solve. So the question isn't, what job do I want? It's, what skill do I need to own so I ever have to beg for opportunity again? Decide now. Master something that makes you undeniable. The world doesn't need more workers. It needs more problem solvers. Be one of them. Let me be completely honest with you. There's no breakthrough, no elevation, no peace of mind, no next level without this one fundamental truthing. If you don't start protecting your time like your future depends on it, then you're going to keep handing over your destiny one distracted hour at a time. Time is the most valuable asset you have. Money, not talent, not connections, time. And yet, most people treat it like it's infinite, scrolling it away, wasting it on meaningless conversation, giving it to people who bring nothing but noise into their lives, and spending it on activities that don't move them even an inch closer to their goals. You've got to understand that your time is a container. It's limited. You only get 24 hours in a day. Same as Elon Musk, same as Oprah, same as Steve Harvey, same as the guy sleeping on the couch. So how is it that some people build empires, heal, grow, evolve, create, and multiply while others stay stuck, bitter, complaining, exhausted, and unfulfilled? The difference is not potential. The difference is priority. The difference is how seriously you protect your time. You want to change your life before 26, then you need to develop a time discipline so sharp, so non-negotiable, that even your own excuses get tired of trying to break it. You can't keep living like every invitation deserves a yes, like every phone call has to be answered, like every notification is urgent. Listen, not everything that demands your attention deserves. You've got to put your time on a schedule. You've got to guard your mornings like they're sacred. You've got to stop giving your most productive hours to things that drain your soul. Here's the harsh truthing: if your time is constantly available to everyone, your purpose will be fully realized by no one. If you're constantly being reactive, answering calls, replying to DMs, rushing to errands, jumping from distraction to distraction, you'll never get to that deep, focused place where transformation happens. Real growth, real strategy, real vision work, it doesn't happen in a rush. It happens in folks' protected time slots that you carve out and defend like your life depends on it. You have to start looking at your time the way successful people do. They don't say, I'll get to it when I have. No, they make time. They schedule their priorities. They block distractions. They delegate the non-essential. They automate what can be automated. They don't chase urgency. They manage impact. Because when you start treating your time like $1 million asset, that's when your life starts paying dividends. Look at your day. Who's getting most of your hours? What's stealing your focus? How many minutes are you giving to your phone, to comparison, to arguments that don't matter, to trying to please people who won't even clap when you win? You've got to become ruthless about this. That doesn't mean you stop loving people, but it does mean you stop letting your calendar get hijacked by things that keep you average. You are not here to stay busy. You are here to stay effective. And let me tell you something else. Rest is not wasting time. Rest is how you recharge your gift. But rest must be intentional, just like work. It must be scheduled, protected, and purposeful. What we're cutting off is not rest. It's waste. It's the endless, mindless loops, the hours we can't account for, the moments we give away to things that have no return. Your dream deserves better than that. Your legacy demands more focus than that. If you don't prioritize your time, someone else will, and they will use it to build their dream, their vision, their peace, while you remain stuck in a cycle of burnout and regret. So before 2026 comes knocking, you need to become the kind of person who honors their schedule, who says no without guilt, who wakes up with intention, and who lives each day knowing this time will never come back. Every minute you waste is a seed you didn't plant. And the harvest you're hoping for in 2026 is going to grow out of how you manage your time in 2025. So stop giving your energy to things that don't grow you. Protect your time like a warrior. Because once you learn how to master your minutes, everything else in your life begins to multiply. Success doesn't just happen in the big moments, the interviews, the deals, the stages, the celebrations. Success is shaped in the early hours, in the quiet choices you make when nobody's watching. If you truly want to elevate your life before 2026, then it's time you build something most people overlook: a consistent, powerful, and intentional morning routine. Not just some trendy, Instagram-worthy list of tasks you rush to feel productive, but a sacred, repeatable rhythm that sets the tone for the kind of life you're trying to build. Because here's the truth: how you start your day determines how you live your day. And how you live your days is exactly how you live your years. If you keep waking up every morning in chaos, confusion, or complacency, checking your phone before you get with yourself, reacting before you've grounded your mind, pouring out energy before you've even poured into your own spirit, then don't be surprised when your life feels out of alignment. Don't be shocked when your goals remain blurry, your mood stays low, and your motivation is nowhere to be found. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're just not starting your day with intention. The morning is your most powerful window of influence. It's your chance to claim the day before the world can hijack it. It's the one time where your mind is still fresh, your energy is still untapped, and your decisions haven't yet been clouded by 100 distractions. But if you roll out of bed straight into noise, email, social media, stress, other people's problems, then you've already surrendered your power before you even had a chance to use it. That's why you need a routine that centers you, a routine that speaks to your soul before the demands of the day do. This might mean waking up earlier, not because it's trendy, because it's necessary. It might mean starting your day with prayer, meditation, or journaling, so you reconnect with your values before you face the voices of the world. It could be exercise, reading, silence, gratitude, affirmations, goal setting. Whatever tools help you return to your focus, your why, your deeper purpose. When you create a consistent morning rhythm, you stop being a prisoner of the day. You become the architect of it. You stop reacting and start leading. Your mind becomes clearer. Your energy becomes focused. Your confidence rises because you know you started your day grounded, not scattered, and that energy carries into every meeting, every conversation, every decision. You show up differently, not rushed, not desperate, but centered, collected. Ready? Now, I already hear someone saying, but I'm not a morning person. That's not who you are. That's just who you've been. Discipline is a muscle. Routine is a choice. You weren't born with bad habits. You practiced them. And now it's time to practice better ones. Because let me tell you, people who win in life don't win by accident. They win by design. They don't just hope for a good day. They create one, starting with the first hour. And don't think it has to be long. It's not about how much you do. It's about how intentional you are. Even 30 minutes of focused, nourishing, soul-filling habits can transform your entire over time. You don't need perfection. You need consistency. And what you do every morning will either reinforce the version of you that's stuck or feed the version of you that's becoming unstoppable. So before 2026 arrives, ask yourself, how are you starting your mornings? Are you giving yourself the advantage, the alignment, the activation you need to conquer your day? Or are you handing your power away before the sun even rises? You don't need more motivation. You need better routines. You don't need more time. You need more clarity about how to use the time you already have. Start your day with purpose and watch how your life follows suit. Mornings aren't just a beginning. They are a declaration. Make yours count every single day. Let's get real. Depending on one stream of income in today's world is like trying to sail storm in a paper boat. You're one layoff away, one emergency away, one shift in the economy away from sinking. The world isn't as stable as it once seemed. Inflation is rising, job security is shaky, industries are being flipped upside down by automation and AI, and if you're still relying on just one paycheck to support your dreams, your family, your future, you're living dangerously, and not dangerously in the bold, exciting, leap of faith kind of way. I mean dangerously in the sense that one unforeseen event can wipe out your entire sense of control. You need to understand this. The era we're living in doesn't just favor the creative. It rewards the diversified. The people who will thrive in 2026 are not the ones working the hardest at a 9 to 5, but the ones who figured out how to build multiple streams of income that work with, or even without their constant effort. It's not about becoming a millionaire overnight. It's about becoming smart enough, disciplined enough, and strategic enough to never be at the mercy of a single check again. We were raised on the idea that one good job could take care of everything. That if we just clock in, follow the rules, stay loyal, the system would take care of us. But times have changed. Jobs don't offer the same stability they once did. Pensions are rare. Layoffs are common. Technology is moving so fast that entire career paths are becoming obsolete. That's not to scare you. It's to wake you up. If your life is currently built around one income stream, then your entire lifestyle is hanging by one thread, and threads snap without warning. So what's the solution? It's to build. Build streams of income, start with one, then add another. This doesn't mean you have to go out and start 5 businesses tomorrow. It means start thinking like a builder instead of just a worker. Maybe you sell something online. Maybe you freelance your skill. Maybe you teach something you already know. Maybe you invest in something small. Maybe you start content creation, affiliate marketing, digital products, Airbnb, tutoring, e-commerce design, consulting, or flipping items from thrift stores. The possibilities are endless when your mind is open and your excuses are shut down. The most powerful thing about a second stream of income is not even the money. It's the confidence. It's knowing you're not fully dependent on one source. It's waking up with options. It's not panicking when your main gig shifts. It's watching your effort compound over time into something sustainable, something liberating. Suddenly, you're not trapped. You're in charge. You're no longer reacting to money pressure. You're responding with vision. You don't need $1 million idea. You just need to start. You need to be willing to make that first $100 from something outside your paycheck. Because once you do that, your mindset changes forever. You realize that money is not limited to the hours you trade. Money is connected to value. And the moment you learn how to deliver value, you realize you can generate income on your terms. Yes, it takes work. Yes, it takes patience. But let me ask you, what's the alternative? Keep doing what you've always done and keep wondering why nothing changes. Keep watching others multiply their incomes while you hold on to one. Keep praying for financial breakthrough while nothing new to invite it. No, that's not how you were built. You were created to multiply, not survive. You were wired for dominion, not dependence. You just need to shift your mindset from employer to creator. And here's what happens once you start building multiple streams and your stress decreases, your options increase, and your freedom begins to take shape. You no longer look at opportunities through the lens of desperation. You're no longer afraid of taking risks because you know you're covered. You stop living paycheck to paycheck and you start living with purpose, flexibility, and vision. You can say no to what doesn't align and yes to what excites you because you're not trapped anymore. So before 2026 arrives, you have to ask yourself, how long will I continue to live in financial survival mode? How long will I allow myself to rely on one stream when I'm capable of building more? The internet has opened a world of opportunity. The tools are there. The knowledge is accessible. The excuses are tired. If you want financial peace, it's time to create financial flow. Build something that pays you beyond your effort. Something that supports your dreams. Something that protects your family. And most of all, something that reflects your God-given ability to create, grow, and expand. Don't wait for another crisis to teach you what preparation could prevent it. Start now. Multiply, because the future belongs to those who refuse to depend on one door when they were born to build many.